Hello everybody, it's your buddy Rorschach here. How's everyone doing this Sunday? Okay then, so I'm feeling a little bit under the weather at the moment. I'm battling a case of the flu. That's okay. Life ain't supposed to be easy if you're on the alternative, right? That's for sure. Not in the real world where you've got to battle your bodily ailments, and the online world where you've got to battle the algorithms. The algorithms. YouTube, owned by Google, owned by our friends, of course. It's not exactly on our side. So I'm just grateful that they're allowing the illusion of freedom of speech and they haven't outright banned my channel. So yeah, I'm getting buried by the algorithms. I've got the flu. I'm not feeling too good, but sod it. Onwards and upwards. Let's do a review. So Damage. This blokey is exiled on Monster Rock. Know how he feels. I certainly know how he feels to feel all alone and surrounded by monsters. Oh, Shazam. So a bit of a Kabbalah at the Cyoplex. Brilliant. Okay, so there's just one thing I need to say about this book, really, and it's that the writers and the artists, here's the blokies doing all this, the storyteller, so Aaron Lopresti, Robert Venditti, Matt Ryan. I've got a really good team going because they know how to do comics. This is how you do it. You build up tension and you do the big page. Okay, this is the beginning, so you need to get people involved in the story immediately. So you've got these three monsters, wham! There we go, the three monsters chasing our hero. But this is what they're doing, right? This is how you tell stories, comic book style. Right, I'll show you a good example of this. You build up. You've got these little panels. You've got our hero there. He's talking to this bloke here who's basically trying to teach him a lesson. This is a father figure to this kid. And the lesson that he has to learn is that you have to control the monster inside. As do all of us. We have to learn discipline. We can't let aggression get the best of us. Either in the real world, where aggression could lead you to, being thrown in the police cell, and that's, well, the end of any sort of career opportunities you're ever going to have. If you punch someone in the face because they annoy you at work, right? Don't do that. Not a good idea. But if you, lose control on the internet, if you start saying a little bit too much, yeah, your YouTube is going to get banned. You're going to be just like the Vanguard Network. Have a look for the Vanguard Network on YouTube. You're not going to find them. Why? Because they got banned, because they couldn't control their tongue. They didn't learn the lesson that our young hero is learning here, that young Elvis is learning. So the Vanguard Network, I was watching some of their streams over the last couple of days, and they're dropping N-bombs like it was going out of business. It was unbelievable. What you guys doing, you idiots? You're going to get banned, and they have been banned. And so you have to be sensible. You have to control yourself. You have to be disciplined. You can't just go on YouTube and say whatever you want. Really, you can't. We're not living in that kind of world. No. You might be under the illusion that you're free, but you're really not. We know who the masters of the universe are. We know who the protected groups are at the moment in the West. So, yeah, hold your tongue. You can say a lot of things. Just don't drop the N-bomb. Not a good idea. Okay, so back to the story. So our little hero there is learning a lesson here, and he's still angry. He's refusing, like a petulant child, to listen to his dad. And he says he's going to swim off the island. He's just going to build a raft and he's going to go. So we turn the page and wham! There we go. That's how you comic book. This big old monster slog captured by Aquaman is going to make sure, no, Elvis, you're not leaving this island. But this is how you do it. So the build up, the build up, the build up, the build up. I'm going to build a raft. No, you're not. Awesome. This is fantastic. Oh, I love it. I don't want to spoil the book for you too much then. But if this is what you want from your comic books, it's not political, but it's not cucky. There's no social justice in it. There's no progressive messaging in it. This is, the father figure and a young boy learning some valuable lessons. And the way it's told, with that build-up, wham! They do it about 3 or 4 times in this book, and it's great. Really, really enjoyed this comic book. So Damage is one of the good ones, one of the rare good ones. And it's a pity that people aren't talking about it. People like diversity in comics. Our boy Sack, he needs to stop buying the SJW books and start buying books like this, because that will really, maybe help him escape from his pit of misery at the moment, his little depressive pit where he thinks that comic books are all the same. There is no hope, and what's the point in reviewing his books anymore? Well, there are a couple of books that are worth reviewing. There are a couple of books worth supporting. Books like Damage. Okay, there's not many of them. They are kind of exiled on Monster Rock, but you will find them. They are out there. They're, I'll say, maybe 5 to 10%. No, it can't be 10%. It's probably less than 10% of the comic book industry. It's decent stuff like this. Okay, it's not going to be talking about the world from a red-pilled perspective like Fox Day does at Archaven, but this is as good as you're going to get in your comic book shop today. This is about as far as they can go. Okay, that's all I've got to say about Damage number 15. Now, the next video that I'll do on this channel, I want to talk about the adverts that are popping up in these DC comics. I've got quite a lot to say about these. Look at this one here. We've got Ridley Pearson and Il Gonzalez doing Super Sons, the Friendship Club. There's another one at the end of the book as well. Where is it? Lauren Miracle is doing Under the Moon. Oh, there's a cat. A Catwoman tale. Illustrated by Isaac Goodhart. Oh, is this where DC is going in the future? I'll talk about that in the next video. Thanks for checking out this one. Please like and subscribe to the channel if you'd be so kind. And help me with those blinking algorithmic burials. The algorithmic burial that's happening to everybody who talks about what's going on in the world, from my point of view, not just in terms of comics, but in terms of, well, the movies, in terms of the politics outside of the comic books, and in terms of the ongoing culture war. The left, they can't win the culture war, obviously, in terms of a one-on-one discussion, so they're going to use underhand methods. The algorithms have been changed, but I'll be around. I'm not going to give up. I'm going to hold my tongue. I'm not going to say silly things that will get me banned. So yeah, help me out. Please like and subscribe and hit the bell if you'd be so kind. And I'll be back as always. Later. See you, going.